Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see very important topics that appear in our today's newspaper. First of all, I'll let you know important topics of the day, and later on I'll be analyzing each and every topic from prelims and as well as mains dimensions, and I'll let you know how questions can be asked in your examination from that particular article, and at last I'll be giving you prelims practice questions as well, guys. Online students, please don't skip this video anywhere. Please do watch until last so that you will be getting lots of insights regarding how to prepare current affairs from examination point of view. Okay, let us see the topics of the day. The first one is South's share of seats will not be cut. PM and Shaw tell Lok Sabha. So this article is talking about sharing of seats between the states related to Lok Sabha. And this topic is important from GS paper 2 under polity. And next topic is Lebanon and Israel have agreed to 10-day ceasefire, says US President Trump. This article is talking about ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. So you have to see what is that about, and you have to see what is the demarcation line between Lebanon and Israel, on which you may get a prelims based question. And this topic is important from GS paper 2 under international relations. Next topic is Kerala botanist wins WWF award for app. In your environment and ecology, you will be getting questions on organizations, conventions, etc. So here we have WWF. So because of this, you may get a question on WWF, and you have to see the basic facts related to that. And this topic is important from GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. Our next topic is why India should establish a vaccine injury compensation mechanism. This article is talking about vaccine injury compensation. You may get a question based on this word. Recently, vaccine injury compensation is seen in news, what it is. So you have to know what exactly is this and why government has to give compensation related to this vaccine injury. And this topic is important from GS paper 3 under science and technology. Our next topic is creeping risk. Industrial accidents occur due to neglect of risk built up over time. This article is talking about why industrial disasters are happening frequently in our country, what are the reasons behind it. And this topic is important from GS paper 3 under disaster management. And in our today's newspaper, there is one image regarding this Rongoli Bihu, and it is very important from your history, from art and culture point of view. You have to see that. So these all are the topics now we are going to see in this class. Now see the title, guys. South's share of seats will not cut. Prime Minister and Shaw tell Lok Sabha. What does this article is talking about? It is talking about delimitation, yes. What is the story? The story is in 2023, 106 Constitutional Amendment Act passed, Nari Shakti Adhiniyam, right? So under this act, they said that 1/3 or 33% of seats are to be reserved for women in where Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly, they are going to reserve the seats for women. And whenever they passed this act, they said one thing. So when we will implement this? After new census, after new population data, once we get, we have to go for delimitation based on that, and after delimitation, we are going to implement this 33% of reservation for women. That's the thing, right? Okay, now we are going to have elections, general elections in which year? 2029. We are in 2026 now. Till today, there is no where we started the work of census, and census collection data is very tedious. It will take minimum 1.5 years to 2 years of time to collect data, and after that again analysis of data we have to do, and after that we have to go for redrawing of our boundaries under this delimitation. Then what happened? We may miss this target of implementation of reservation 2029 elections. So because of this, recently what are the steps taken by our government? Our government said that we already have this data of census of 2011, and now we will use this data and we will go for delimitation. Okay, and after delimitation, we will implement this women reservation so that we can implement this 33% of reservation of seats for this 2029 elections. That is a story. And now they said that in yesterday's and day before yesterday's articles, what we discussed, the number of Lok Sabha seats are going to be increased. Why? Because of increased population, there will be obviously increased Lok Sabha strength now. What they said, now present 543 elected seats are going to be increased to around 850 seats. In this 850, 815 are for states and remaining 35 will be for UTs. That is a story. Yes. And if we want to incorporate this reservation for women and if we want to increase the strength of this Lok Sabha, will it happen that much easily? No. We have to change some articles in our constitution. Yes. If we want to change articles in our constitution, which bill we have to pass? Constitution amendment bill we have to pass, yes or no? For that reason, now our union government came up with which constitution amendment bill? 131 constitution amendment bill of 2026, right? And which articles we are going to change now? 3 articles, what are they? 81, 82, 334A. 81 talks about strength of Lok Sabha. 82 talks about, in yesterday's class we discussed. 334A talks about, reservation for women. 81 talks about increasing of strength of Lok Sabha, and 82 it is saying that we are going to change the number of seats because of removal of freezing of census. What is the freezing year of census? 1971, and now we have to change it to 2011. For that reason, we are changing this 3 articles under this constitution amendment bill. And in yesterday's class, we discussed about types of bill and what is the process of passing of this constitution amendment bill. And I said about what is the majority we need. And in yesterday's class, I said about how question came in CDS examination. Yes? Okay. Now, what is the story which is going on in the today's newspaper is, now there is no session. Now they are coming up with a special session in Parliament. Yes? In this special session, discussions and debates are going on related to this 131 constitutional amendment bill. In this discussion, now our Home Minister and as well as our Prime Minister, they gave a statement. What is that statement? Southern states are not going to lose their seats. Because of this, it is in news. Are you understanding this every phenomena? So here see the title once again. Southern share of seats will not be cut. Prime Minister Shah tells Lok Sabha. In this discussions of this 131 Constitutional Amendment Bill 2026. So now Prime Minister and Home Minister said that Southern states are not going to lose their seats. Okay, if you understand this story, and we will move on to next story. If you see the states of our country, we have northern states, we have southern states. Examples of southern states: AP, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala. So these are the southern states, right? So in the southern states, we are good at manufacturing, yes or no? Compared to the northern states, we are good at manufacturing, and we have good employment, especially private employment is good, and there is more female labor force participation. Yes, and next one is there is good literacy, and because of all these things, we controlled population to some extent. Especially there is successful implementation of family planning program in southern part of our country, and we controlled population, and TFR is very low in southern states compared to that of northern states. What is TFR? What is the full form? Total fertility rate. And this is question 2023 or 2024. TFR is seen recently in news. What does it implies? It is nothing but women in a reproductive age. That means after her first periods till the last period, that is till menopause, how many children she can bear is called as total fertility rate. So actually there is very low total fertility rate in southern states compared to that of this northern states. That means population stabilization happened in the southern state. So now we are redrawing the boundaries based on census. Census is nothing but population data, right? So now northern states will get more number of seats compared to that of the southern states. That means Hindi belt states, they are going to be get benefited compared to that of the southern states. Now here southern states are saying that we are going to get less number of seats. And now they said that they are going to increase from 543 to 850. Now here in this discussions, Prime Minister and Home Minister are saying that there will be increase in number of seats for southern states. There will be no decreasing of number of states. And they gave here the data. Look at this data. The state of Karnataka currently they are having 28 seats. And now the estimated increase will be around, they will be getting 42 seats. And AP is having present 25 seats and they are going to get around 38 seats. And in Telangana 17 seats, they are going to increase it to 26 seats. In Tamil Nadu 39 seats, they are going to increase it to 59. Kerala 20, they are going to increase it to 30. So overall 129 seats in these 5 states are going to be increased by 195 states. That is the reason which mainly said here that there will be increased number of states. Southern states don't get fear, we are not going to cut your seats. So overall there will be increase in the seats. That is the thing which mainly said in this article case. So how can you expect a question? You have to see about this 131 Constitutional Amendment Bill clearly about the 3 provisions. And next you have to see about 106 Constitutional Amendment Act. The question came in 2023. In 2024, 2025, there is no question on this women reservation. So you may get question on this reservation for women. And next one is you may get question on the census, delimitation commission. And next one is where you can expect a question, Constitutional Amendment Bill. So all these are the possible areas where you can get question in your prelims and you have to be very much careful about. Okay. That is this article case, nothing more than that. Okay, see this next article. Lebanon and Israel have agreed to 10-day ceasefire, says US President Trump. Okay, which are the countries you can see? Lebanon, Israel. Okay, if you go to this West Asia, we are having conflict in this West Asia. West Asia is not stable now, right? So which countries are attacking on which countries? On one side we have Israel. Israel is supported by US. They are attacking on Iran. Okay, so here whenever you are seeing any country majorly in news, they will be asking question on that country for sure related to map. For example, whenever this Afghanistan was in news, they asked question in this way. Consider the following countries, which countries are sharing boundary with Afghanistan. And when this Russia-Ukraine conflict started, they asked question Ukraine in 2023, they asked like, which of the following countries sharing boundary with Ukraine. So now they may ask about country sharing boundary with Iran, right? Consider the following statements, consider the following countries, which countries sharing boundary with Iran. They may ask a question, or else they may ask a question on Israel. Israel is one of the repeated theme of UPSC. Many times they ask question based on map on Israel case. So here you have to see clearly. And next one is what you are listening more, Strait of Hormuz. Okay, you may get for sure question on the Strait of Hormuz. Strait of Hormuz is connecting what and what? And which country is sharing boundary with the Strait of Hormuz? We have 2 countries. What are they? Iran and Oman. Right? And you may get question on islands which are there in the Strait of Hormuz. Because these islands are there in news. You may get questions regarding these islands. And next one is apart from the Strait of Hormuz, we have very important choke points like Bab el Mandab, we have Strait of Gibraltar, we have Strait of Malacca. So they may give you a pair based question based on the straits also. Okay, that is the thing that you have to see, guys. Okay, now on one side Israel and US are attacking Iran, and Iran is also attacking in return Israel, and as well as US military bases which are present in this West Asia. So it is going on one side, and parallelly Israel and Lebanon issue is also going on. So because of this, now they are going for the talks. In these talks, they finalized that we are going to have a 10 days ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. So here majorly what is the issue between this Israel and Lebanon is border issue and Hezbollah issue. So here you may get a question on this. Which is the demarcation line between Israel and Lebanon? And the name is blue line. There is a line between Israel and Lebanon that is called as blue line. It is a demarcation line. It is not exactly the boundary, it is a demarcation line. If you see recently in the current affairs, many a times we discussed about Afghanistan attacking Pakistan. Pakistan is dropping bombs on Afghanistan. Afghanistan also attacked this Pakistan. They came up with suicide bomber in one mosque, everything that we discussed, right? So there the issue between Pakistan and Afghanistan is Durand line. So whatever the conflict areas which are there in news, UPSC wants you to know about that, because you are also writing this IFS, that is Indian Foreign Service. That means you will be posted in Indian embassies in other countries. So if you are not knowing these conflict areas, are you suitable to write or are you suitable to work as a foreign? Yes, no, right? So for that reason, for sure, UPSC will be asking questions on conflict areas. Every year, if you see the question paper, minimum 2 questions will be there on this conflict areas. Okay. So this time there are some lines which are there in news. Ratcliffe line between India and Pakistan. We have Durand line, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And recently Cambodia and Thailand also having issue related to this Preh Vihar temple. You have to see that. And next one is we have blue line, purple line, yellow line. So you have to see all those things, guys. Whatever the international lines which are there in news, which are in conflict regions in 2025 to 2026, you have to know that. There is no choice. In this way, you have to prepare smart for your UPSC, or else you will not answer even 30 to 40 questions in your prelims. Okay, now let us see this article. This article is telling that Israel and Lebanon, between those two countries, there is increased conflict. This increased conflict which happened from this 2023 at a very high level, and now they are going with a 10 days of ceasefire now. So that is the thing which mainly announced by this US. Actually, what is the reason between this conflict is border tensions. Because of border regional tensions, which countries are involved in this? Iran, Hezbollah and Israel, guys. Okay. Yeah, now they came up with 10 days of ceasefire between Israel and Lebanese forces. Because of this, it is in news. So you have to see this blue line. The border between Israel and Lebanon is called as blue line. How can you get a question is, recently blue line is seen in news. It is present between which and which country? Okay, that is the first possible question. The second possible question is, we have yellow line, we have purple line, one more, we have green line. 4 color lines will be there, and they will be giving you pair based question. You have to identify the pairs. Okay, that is the thing. Actually, this is one demarcation line drawn by United Nations in 2000 itself. Okay, it is not exactly the international border, it is just a demarcation line. That is the thing that you have to remember. See this next article, guys. Kerala botanist wins WWF award for app. What is the full form of WWF? Have you heard about this WWF in your environment? Yes, Worldwide Fund for Nature. So how can you get a question? If you have seen PYQs, UPSC will be focusing on that year conventions. If there are any conventions which happened in that year, they will be asking questions on that. And they will be asking about any new type of technology for protection of environment. They will be asking you about that. And if there is any convention or if there is any kind of awards related to environment, if there is any news piece in the news, for sure there will be a question. And there will be around 17 questions minimum in your environment and ecology. If you are perfect with this environment and ecology, for sure you can do 15 out of 17 guys. This gives that much weightage because the syllabus is very less, and here you have to cover current affairs. That's it. And with your basic knowledge also you can try to eliminate the statements in this environment and ecology. So logical thinking is necessary. If you have that logical thinking, you can eliminate the statements and you can come to a correct answer. Okay, try to practice more and more environment and ecology related questions guys, and the questions will be on repeated themes itself. So identify those repeated themes, that's it. If you see about this article, it is saying that a botany researcher developed AI powered mobile application for identification of invasive plant species in Kerala. Okay, here you have to identify this keyword invasive plant species. What is this invasive plant species? In species, you will come across keystone species, indicator species. Recently, we discussed about sentinel species. Yes. What is this invasive species about? I think you might have came across this pioneer species. On this pioneer species, UPSC asked thrice or 4 times questions, I guess. Okay, tell me guys, what is this invasive species is about? That will be not present in that environment. Accidentally or wantedly, we will bring some plants or animals into a new environment. That is called as invasive species. Can we call all these plants which we bring into our garden as an invasive plant? No. Only they have to satisfy some conditions. What are those conditions? There will be no predator for that so and so plant or animal, and there should be very high reproduction rate. It should spread very fastly, so that obviously it will be having impact on the native species which are present there. So then only we can call that species as invasive species. Now one botanist, he developed an app, and that is AI powered app, and it will identify invasive plant species in that area. Because of that, he got award from this WWF. So how can you get a question? Consider the following statements regarding invasive species. Already UPSC asked this question many a times, and they'll give you some examples of animals and as well as plant species, and they may ask you which of the above are invasive species. That is also a possible question. And third possible question from this topic is, consider the following statements regarding WWF, and they'll give you statements, and you have to identify the correct or incorrect statements. So in this way, you have to think about it. Okay, if you see some facts regarding this WWF, full form is Worldwide Fund for Nature, and it is an NGO, international NGO guys. Very, very important. It is not any intergovernmental body or any convention which is backed by government. It is non-governmental organization. So whenever UPSC is giving statements, it will try to make the traps. It will try to keep the traps, right? So the one trap UPSC can use here is, consider the following statements regarding WWF. WWF is United Nations Organization grouping, or it is backed by UNO. Like that, it will add this United Nations. So whenever UPSC is giving United Nations, most in 99% cases it will be wrong. Okay, so like that, if you practice more and more PYQs, then you will understand how to eliminate this statements and what exactly the traps are used by UPS. That you can learn from doing PYQs itself. Okay, it is just NGO, and this NGO works for environmental conservation and reducing human impact on nature. Okay, and when it was established in year 1961, and initially it got support from IUCN, and even it did some global conservation efforts via fundraising activities, etc. And they will be asking you about headquarters also. Recently they are asking this kind of questions. If you see PYQs, rubber board, cashew board, tea board, like that, they are asking you exactly headquarters where they are located. In the same way, they may ask you headquarters of this WWF, it is located in Switzerland in Gland. What is the objective of this WWF? First one is to minimize environmental degradation, and we want to promote sustainable future. And major functions of the first one is it will do conservation projects, and it is international. Because of this, it can increase its presence in different countries. It is doing works in more than 100 plus countries in the world. And next important point you have to remember is this organization will be releasing a report called as Living Planet Report, and it will be organizing a campaign called as Earth Hour. On this UPSC asked question, Earth Hour is seen recently in news. Which of the following organization organizes this? Okay, Earth Hour is also done by this WWF, and it will work in 6 major domains. What are those domains? It will work in protection of wildlife, forest, oceans, fresh water, food and climate. And even nowadays there is increased use of AI, technology, everything. So because of this now WWF also incorporated AI tools and sensor based technology for protection of wildlife. Okay guys, see this next article. Why should establish a vaccine injury compensation? The key word here is vaccine injury compensation. Now guys, tell me. Okay, tell me what is a vaccine? Okay, we are taking that vaccine to get disease or prevent disease? To prevent disease, right? For example, we have polio vaccine, measles, rubella vaccine. Have you heard about BCG? BCG vaccine. And even for COVID-19 also we have COVID-19 vaccine, Covax, Covishield. I think many of you also took this vaccine, right? Okay, why we'll take vaccine is to reduce the burden. It will be taken as a preventive step. We should not get that disease. So because of this, we want to activate our immune system. To activate our immune system, we are going to give very little amounts of that so and so bacteria or virus or anything, so that our body will be recognizing that and our body will be producing antibodies. If really that bacteria is entering into our body, already antibodies will be present in our blood, so that it will be attacking and killing, so that we will not get that disease. We will be resistant to that disease, or we will be getting immune to that disease. That is a major function of vaccine. Okay, here there is one word, compensation. What is the meaning of compensation? Give me compensation. My bike got damaged. My health got damaged because of you. Yes, for example, even maintenance. After divorce, women will ask maintenance. Now there are increasing number of cases. I don't want to talk about that. Why they are asking maintenance? You have to compensate for the loss. That means if something damage happened, to overcome that damage, we will be paying compensation. For example, if there is any bike accident happened, you went and you hit someone, you got some injury, his health got damaged. So what will you will give some amount of money, so that will be compensating, right? That is compensation. And now see vaccine injury compensation. What is the meaning of this? After taking vaccine, for sure we will be getting some side effects, yes or no? For example, have you ever seen a baby who is taken to hospital? Normally after the birth of baby till 2 years or 2.5 years, continuously they will be taken to hospital for vaccines. Sometimes vaccines will be given to thigh, sometimes will be hand. At the site of injection, some lumps will be forming, redness, and baby will be getting fever. And for 2 or 3 continuous days, there will be no rest for the baby and as well as mother. Have you ever observed that kind of things in your home? No idea. Okay, leave that. How many of you took this COVID-19 vaccine? Yes, after taking the vaccine, from the next day itself, I think hand got swelled, severe hand pain, fever. No? Yes, that is nothing but it will sometimes lead to this kind of side effects. Okay, and actually, have you ever seen like some data reports and news reports are coming that after taking this COVID-19 vaccines, the health of people got affected lot, and that led to increased heart related problems, blood coagulation related problems, and even in our class also we discussed once, I guess, because of this COVID-19 vaccines, now the people are getting lots of side effects. Yes. So who asked us to take this vaccine? Government only forced us. Yes or no? Government said you have to take vaccine. For that reason only they came up with one portal called as CoWIN portal, and we registered in that portal, and where whatever the time and whatever the place they said, we went there and we got our vaccination done. Yes or no? So now because of the side effects, who has to give compensation? Government has to give compensation. That is called this vaccine injury compensation. Are you understanding? So many petitions are filed in Supreme Court related to this vaccine related side effects. The case is, please make a note of this case, Rachana Gangu versus Union of India 2026 case. Rachana Gangu versus Union of India case of 2026. In this case, Supreme Court directed Union government, that is central government, to frame no fault compensation policy for serious adverse events following COVID-19 vaccination. After once COVID-19 vaccination is done, now many people, especially elderly people and adults, they are getting lots of impacts. Not you much, but adult people are getting that. So for that, government has to compensate that people. So that is a direction given by Supreme Court now in this Rachana Gangu versus Union of India case. So how can you expect a question? Recently, vaccine injury compensation is seen in news. It is related to which disease? Oh, sorry, which vaccine? Yes or no? Now we have lots of vaccines like polio vaccine, you know, measles, and recently there is one vaccine, rotavirus vaccine. Yes. So they'll give you options and they'll ask you to select the correct one that is related to only COVID-19. It is not related to rotavirus or measles or whatever it may be. Now this Supreme Court judgment said about what? COVID-19 vaccination. And second type of question you may get is recently vaccine injury compensation is news. What it is? They'll give you ABCD option. It is a possible thing, right? And next one here is consider the following statements regarding vaccines, and we have different types of vaccines. On that also you may get a question. Yes, so you have to see this case. So now this article is saying that India is one of the largest producers of vaccines in the world by volume, but there is no proper compensation policy. So now Supreme Court said that we need to have a compensation, Vaccine Injury Compensation Act. So on this government has to work now. So that is a judgment of the Supreme Court. So because of this you have to know about that. Okay, see this next article guys. Title says creeping risk. Industrial accidents occur due to neglect of risk built up over time. What does this article mean? Come on, tell me guys. It is talking about what? Recently, where industrial disaster happened, in which location? Recently, boiler tube blast of Vedanta company in which state? Aija, 2 days ago. Very good memory. Chhattisgarh. In Chhattisgarh, boiler tube blast happened and many people died and many people injured. And I said about because of panic that led to stampede also. Can you recall that points? So now this article is saying that industrial disasters are happening because of negligence. Is this the first time do we have this kind of industrial disaster? Every time, at least once in a month, you will be seeing about firecracker industry disaster. And recently that happened in AP also, and pharmaceutical company related incidents in Telangana also. Like, so industrial disasters are quite common in our country. If some major thing happen means we have to try to prevent that, and we have to ensure that that will be not happening in the future. But even though despite of this kind of incidents, our government is not taking proper steps to control this. That is about this article guys. Now here you have to see two things. First one is what exactly the reasons of this kind of repeated or frequent disasters in our country. And next thing here is you have to think about what is the way forward. So how can you expect a question? You cannot expect any prelims based question here, but you can expect a case study. You are a district collector. In that district, repeatedly this kind of industrial disasters are reported, and they'll give you some problems in that, and they will ask you to identify what exactly the ethical dilemmas, what is your course of action, what options you have, and analyze each and every option. Like that, you may get a case study. How many of you answered case study yesterday or day before yesterday? I gave you one case study, no? Yesterday only, right? What is that case study is about? Huh? I gave you case study about slum areas, right? Yesterday we studied about one article related to fire in slum area. In which state? Lucknow. In Lucknow area, in this Lucknow area, there was a very big blaze of fire, and around 200 to 280 huts were smashed because of fire. Yes or no? On that I gave you a case study. How many of you answered that case study? If you are not writing, you will not improve. I am telling that on face itself. You have to answer how many tests you will write, and why yesterday no one came to disaster management test. How many of you wrote the test? Not even a single person. Why? What is the reason? Once after completion of coaching, then you will come to know like what exactly we are doing, what you lost, everything. After once coaching is done, then you will, if you cry also, no one will come to help you guys. Remember this thing. Rather than this, I cannot say anything. Okay, it's up to you guys. Okay, see this article. So here you have to see exactly what is the reason behind this kind of negligence. First one here is, in our country, there are unstable operating regimes. That is nothing but majorly in this power plants, we have to maintain proper temperature and proper pressure of the steam. So here if you are not making the proper arrangements related to this movement of steam and pressure of the steam, everything, obviously that will lead to the blast of this boilers. The first important reason here is unstable operating regimes. And whenever plant is started newly, its capacity is more. But after some years, what happened? It will be becoming old, and obviously what happened? This operational capacity will be reduced. So we have to analyze the operating capacity. Based on that, we have to operate that. If you are operating like the new one, what happened? Can it withstand? It will not. It will lead to disasters. The first one here is, there is unstable operating regime. And next one here is, there is no proper inspections, and there is no proper maintenance of standard, and periodic certification is also properly not available in our country. That is the second important reason, because of this we are seeing this kind of accidents. And next one is ease of doing business. So now we are promoting this ease of doing business. To promote this ease of doing business, what we are doing here is, we are promoting self certification. Because of this self certification, what happens? If I want to certify myself, I will say I am excellent, I am good. Yes, so because of this, what is happening? There is no proper government monitoring. So if there is no proper government monitoring, what happens? Obviously it will lead to this kind of disasters. And next one is aging infrastructure. If you are not changing our infrastructure, if you are using outdated, obsolete technology, can we produce more? So because of this also, this kind of disasters can happen. And next one is, obviously we have some management flaws related to designs, safety system, and even there is no proper training of the people who are operating all these things. Obviously that will lead to this kind of disasters. You have to think about what is the way forward. Say this image guys. So this image is about one folk dance. In your art and culture, there is one important chapter called as dances. In these dances, we have majorly two types of dances. First one is official dance, second one is folk dances. How many official or classical dances we have? 8. What are they? Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Kathak, Kadakali, Mohiniyattam, Odissi, Manipuri and Satriya. These are 8 classical dances of India. Apart from that, we have many folk dances. And who will do these folk dances? Majorly tribal people will do these folk dances. Okay, so you have to see clearly about this each and every dance, and especially from this folk dances, what they will ask here is, they will ask you to identify the state, in which state they will perform, and which tribal group, and what are the specialities of that, and during which time or period they will do this dance. That is very important. If you see this image, it is about Bihu dance, commonly seen in state of Assam. Okay, it is called as Rongali Bihu. In this Bihu dance, we have 3 types of Bihu. First one is Kati Bihu, which will be done during the month of October. And next one is Magh Bihu in the month of January. And next one is we have Rongali Bihu. And this Rongali Bihu is nothing but the beginning of Hindu solar calendar, and they will celebrate Assamese New Year. And this dance is a harvest festival actually. So these are the points that you have to remember from this image. Okay, see these questions guys. Rocks done for you in geography? Not done? Okay, I think they will start today or tomorrow. Okay, see this question, and these are PYQs. Which of the following are the features of sedimentary rocks? Rocks is very important theme of UPSC, and we have 3 types of rock system: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. And what they will focus is, first one is, they want you to know about the characteristics, features of that rocks and how they will be formed. And next you have to see the location of that rocks. And next one is you have to see examples of that rocks. If you see this question, they asked based on the characteristic features of that sedimentary rock. The first one is formed by weathering. Second one is contain fossils. Third one is occurs in layers. Tell me, are all these are the features of sedimentary rocks or not? Sedimentary rocks will be formed by the sediment. Sediment is nothing but through this weathering. Weathering is nothing but erosion process. After erosion, they will be sedimented one area, and because of increasing temperature pressure, that will be solidifies and will be forming this sedimentary rock. So first will be right. And this one is obviously the sedimentary rocks will have fossils. Yes, in igneous rocks we don't have fossils. Only in the sedimentary rocks we will be having this fossils. And this one is, yes, it will be occurring in layers. Yes or no? Sediments, they will come and deposit. So that what happens? It will be having layers. So all these 3 are the characteristic features of the sedimentary rocks. And see this question, I said like if there are any boundary lines which are in use, you will be getting question. And this is question 2025 only guys. The longest border between 2 countries in the world is between. They asked about boundary line now. So you may get a question regarding this kind of lines: purple line, blue line, yellow line, Radcliffe line, Durand line. So in that context, I gave you that. Okay, because it is a PYQ. So here you can see the question: longest boundary between any 2 countries in the world is Chile and Argentina, China, India, Kazakhstan, Russia, Canada, US. So what is the answer? Canada and US. Okay. That's all guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And one more thing is, we are going to launch a new batch for GS Prelims Cum Mains Foundation R Academy on 20th of this April guys. And if you want to join this course, or if you have any queries regarding this course, please do contact us on this number 8074765513. If you want to visit our academy, you can come and you can visit our academy, which is located in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad, exactly above Vikas Book Center, 2nd and 3rd floor. And I will be available in institute from morning to evening guys. You can come and you can talk to me directly, and I wish you all the best.